Now the big story at 11, moving day, why the city forced these campers to pack up and get out. Why legalizing pot for pain may be going up in smoke.
20 years on the lam, how police caught an accused killer on the run, and the tale at sea the survivor would tell if only he could talk.
You're watching Wptz News Channel 5. And now, coverage you can count on. The Champlain Valley's most watched late news. This is News Channel 5 at 11.
Moving day for those without homes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Stephanie Gorin.
And I'm Tom Halleck. Neighbors complained about noise and garbage, the result of a shantyville in the heart of Burlington. That's why police moved a homeless camp along Manhattan Drive across Intervale Park to a more remote location. It's the big story at 11. News Channel 5's Gus Rosendale is with LiveLink 5 in Burlington with more on this. Gus?
Well, Stephanie, the city is moving the homeless to land that is owned by Burlington and the New England Central Railroad, but some of those who call the Intervale home say they're being railroaded into a home that's far from sweet. There's no roof, no heat, no job, but want to know what really gets Joe Godet?
You know what's really bothering us right now? This goddamn rain.
Everything is wet. The tent, the bed, because that's what happens when your home doesn't have walls.
Told us we got to move over here, so they put us down here on the end of this damn long, muddy road.
It happened Wednesday. Burlington police moved the homeless to a part of the Intervale far from homes and much of anything else.
We're next to the food shelf up there. We're next to the stores and stuff. Why are they going to move us down here in a hole?
Neighbors along Manhattan Drive had complained the homeless were noisy and left garbage around.
We push a can, and we push that buggy right there, we collect our cans.
That's how we make our living.
They've been friends and roommates without a room for 7 years. Joe and Tim work together, collecting cans to pay for their food and their beer. The beer, they say, is why they're here.
So you had traditional jobs.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you lost them.
Yeah.
We lost our wives, too.
Yeah, that we did too.
Was that because of the drinking?
Yep.
Counseling is out. They're not ready to stop. Shelters are, they say, too dirty.
We just want to try to survive.
That's all we're doing.
And for those who call the northern tip of the Intervale home, they're free to stay as long as they want for now. Stephanie?
Gus, the Committee on Temporary Shelter COTS helps thousands of people find places to stay every year. What are folks there saying about all of this?
Well, indeed, the city consulted them before the move. The advice from COTS is to stay at a shelter before you have to stay outside. And you're also quick to point out that there are many cities who have a much tougher way to deal with homelessness. Stephanie?
Okay, thanks, Gus Rosendale, with tonight's big story.
The man accused of killing 2 of his own children is now facing charges in Vermont. Prosecutors say Jason Hahn will be charged with second-degree murder for the death of his son, Jason, who was just a month old. Burlington detectives interviewed Hahn's girlfriend, Chrissy Wrntz, in a Maine jail last week. They say she described how the couple came to Vermont in June 1999 because they had been here once before and found it easy to get temporary work. Police say while Wrntz was away at work, they believe Hahn slammed their baby into a crib in their motel room. Wrntz says the baby died a few days later while they were camping in Shelburne. She says they put the baby's body in a bowling bag and carried it with them for 18 months as they traveled west.
That she talked about wanting to sort of find a place where they could bury the baby after they bought some land, because they were living this sort of nomadic life and no roots, so she kind of wanted to keep the child with her.
Prosecutors also plan to charge the couple in the death of another one of their children, a daughter whose body was found abandoned in a camper in Arkansas. No word when Hahn will appear in Vermont to face the charges. Police say they've caught a man wanted on a murder charge who's been on the run for nearly 20 years. They say 37-year-old Mark Stroine took off shortly after he was charged with killing his friend Bernard Lyon back in 1984 in Franklin, New York. He's been living in Ohio since. In March, police arrested Stroine on a minor drug charge, and when they checked his fingerprints, they discovered he was a wanted man.
Time may in fact help us. In a previous case, the camp person had time helped us as far as DNA evidence and forensic evidence, and it's hard to tell. Every case is a little bit different.
Another man charged in the killing was convicted and is serving a life sentence.
The U.S. Customs Service says it's seizing more drugs and money along the border. The surveillance video you're seeing shows one of the busts Customs and local police made this year. Today, Customs shared the money seized with police in Messina and the St. Lawrence County Sheriff's Department. Now, usually Customs snags up to $100,000 a year in drug money, but in the past year alone, the take has been about $1 million.
People now are being more vigilant of what's going on in their communities, and they're now calling our tip line more to report suspicious activities, which then alerts us, and we're allowed to respond and act accordingly.
And by the way, by the end of this year, the number of agents along the border will triple.
A former priest at the center of the crisis in the Catholic Church has been arrested. Reverend Paul Shanley is facing charges he raped a Massachusetts boy repeatedly during the 80s. He's become notorious in the sex scandal rocking the church because he has spoken out in favor of sex between men and boys.
Well, the rain is letting up a little bit tonight, Tom.
Yeah, it is relatively quiet out there right now, but we've got a weather watcher in Rutland. Andrea Miller is there. Andrea said, man, it rained all day long, but things looking drier right now. 47 degrees at her house, Westport right now at 45 degrees. To the north we go. Temperatures in the 40s just about everywhere. 42 Saranac Lake, 42 also in Messina. Through the Champlain Valley we go. 49 Burlington and Plattsburgh, 44 degrees as you head toward Newport. These temperatures are going to dip a little bit overnight tonight. The winds are going to pick up in a big way toward dawn tomorrow morning, and then temperatures coming back to only around here. But wait till you hear about the weekend. You're going to love this stuff. Your precision weather forecast, it's on the way.
Next tonight, why this man says he needs pot and wants to make a law making it legal.
The path you're currently on, the outcome is going to be good.
Angelina Jolie searches for the meaning of life in her latest.
And then later, a rarity on the diamond. When News Channel 5 continues.
Closed captioning is sponsored by International Paper's Ticonderoga Mill.
Friday on News Channel 5 today.
I'll have your weekend weather forecast.
And self-tanners are a safe way to get that warm summer glow. We'll take a look at which ones look the most natural. Friday on News Channel 5 today.
Coverage you can count on.
Thank you for making News Channel 5 the Champlain Valley's #1 late news.
Do whatever you gotta do.
But Tony, the deal this guy made me, I couldn't refuse.
Vinny, I am very disappointed in you.
You're watching News Channel 5 at 11. Coverage you can count on. With Tom Halleck and Stephanie Gorin, Mark Sudol on sports, and Chief Meteorologist Tom Messner. Now, News Channel 5 at 11 continues.
Leaders in Vermont's Senate say there isn't enough time to consider a House-passed bill to allow seriously ill people to grow and smoke marijuana. So instead, a compromise plan. It would make serious illness a defense for someone charged with a marijuana violation in court.
It's a baby step, no question about it, but not a baby step towards legalization of marijuana. Baby step towards medical marijuana.
I can't surrender the scientific basis for using medications to a political process.
Governor Dean said later he'd like to help, but as a doctor insists marijuana first be reviewed by the FDA, something that would happen, he added, were he to become president. In the meantime, don't count on a marijuana reform bill in Vermont this year. Without reform, people suffering from serious illnesses say they're left out in the cold. Jan Jandro has been living with HIV for 5 years and says the medications he takes make him nauseous. He says smoking marijuana would ease the symptoms and improve his quality of life.
I have always been somebody who strives to help other people, and I can't help anybody else if I can't help myself. And I've always believed that if something is going to help you to maintain a well-being, I mean, I'm all for it.
Jandro says he is currently taking Marinol, a legal substitute for marijuana, but he says it's not as effective.
The hospital in Plattsburgh broke ground this morning on its new critical care unit. CVPH's critical care unit will be nearly 4 times its current size. The project will expand it by 12 beds. The cost will be about $8 million. The addition, they say, should be finished by next May. The town of Richmond may help out a family burned out of its home in Irisburg. The Morning Free Press will have the story of why the town may donate a mobile home to the family, even though they live in another town. The U.S. Senate goes to work on reforming the Immigration and Naturalization Service, and the legislative session was supposed to end today. But lawmakers in Montpelier still have work to do.
In the Press Republican, the diocese in Ogdensburg honors a special volunteer who has a big place in her heart for the young people of St. Augustine's Church. 4-year-old Gabby Lincoln from Jay seems to be winning her battle with a rare cancer. And local school budgets are coming up for votes. What will the impact be on Texas?
Well, finally, some nice weather on the way for the weekend.
Tom's in next with Precision Weather Forecast. Stay with us.
Don't know what club to use? Tired of those primitive clubs you've been using since the 1970s? Get to International Golf. International Golf features a full-time PGA professional on staff. International Golf has the best service, best in stock. Try it out, take it home immediately, and start playing today. Selection of the best name brands at discount prices. Wedge World, Wedge World. It's an exclusive wedge display, the only one in the area. See it at International Golf Discount in Williston.
Here is just a sampling of the special articles and features every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the Press Republican. Whatever your interests are, you'll find it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, plus valuable coupons only in the Press Republican. For a limited time, order The Weekender and enjoy home delivery Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for as little as $2.60 per week. Sure, you're busy, but you can't afford to miss all of this value packed into 3 days of the Press Republican. Call and ask for The Weekender today.
Weather is sponsored by Parker Chevrolet Oldsmobile Pontiac. Now, your Precision Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Messner.
Lots of rain today.
Yeah, most of it during the first half of the day, and whoa, it came down big time for a while. Yeah, buckets. We're going to talk about how much in just a minute. You know, a year ago this week, it was really warm in the Champlain Valley, 86 degrees.
Oh, wow.
A year ago today. That's a great question. Didn't get anywhere near that today. Here's our Skycam 5 shot for you tonight, looking at Fletcher Allen from on top of Water Tower Hill in Colchester. Let me show you what the temperatures are doing, because we've lost a degree even since the first look. It's 48 in Burlington, 48 in Plattsburgh. We're going down to around 40, 41 degrees tonight, then back up to the upper 40s, maybe 50 for some of us tomorrow. But boy, are we going to pay the price big time before the weekend. The winds are going to kick up a lot. It's going to be very windy out there tomorrow, so get set for that. Regional radar, nada. Now, this thing was very green earlier today, so things have tapered back big time. I want to show you how much rain did fall, more than ½ an inch in a lot of places in northern New York, including Messina, Plattsburgh, just about ½ an inch in Saranac Lake. By the way, some of that was snow. We're still talking about snow even in May. Montpelier saw 4/10 of an inch, about ¼ of an inch in Burlington. There is some rain out there tonight, not so much in the Champlain Valley. Look at this down to the south, southern New England. Showers, thunderstorms around Boston, back into Providence, Hartford. This stuff is going to work its way off the coast and not be a problem for very much longer. Now, we've got a cold front. It's working its way through. Behind the front, change in wind direction, and man, the winds are going to kick up big time. Expect gusts over 25, even 30 miles an hour during the day tomorrow. So hang on to your hat. With that, the chance for some rain showers, maybe a couple of mountain snow showers, and then we're set up so nicely for your weekend. Precision Cast, let me show you when to expect what. 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe a couple of rain and mountain snow showers around. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw just a little bit of sunshine in the morning, clouds thicken during the afternoon, maybe a couple of showers again. Watch what happens tomorrow night. Clouds are out of here. Here comes your weekend. Saturday morning at 7:30, you're not going to find a cloud out there. We'll take you right through the day. The clock is moving. Not much to look at because we're going to find mostly sunny skies. It will turn out to be beautiful. Your Precision Weather Forecast. The chance for a shower out there tonight, maybe a snow shower in the mountains with a low of 40. For tomorrow, it's going to be a very windy day, rain, and the chance for a couple of snow showers. Look for a high of 49 degrees, upper 40s to near 50, all over the place in northern Vermont. In northern New York, to the south we go. Looking pretty good in the morning, and then more clouds in the afternoon, maybe a little bit of precipitation around. 5-day forecast goes like this for you. Day after tomorrow is going to be nice. We get into the weekend, still kind of breezy. Green up day coming on Saturday. It's going to be very nice for that, 62 degrees. Increasing clouds Sunday afternoon, 65 on that day. Monday, a mix of sun and clouds, 60. Tuesday looking good, mostly cloudy, and 61 degrees. So we get past this ridiculous tomorrow. We're in pretty good shape here.
Nice to see the 60.
Yeah. Ridiculous tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Time for a live Take 5 drawing. Good evening, everybody. I'm Kim Beattie. Welcome to Thursday, May 2nd's Take 5 drawing, being observed by an auditor from KPMG.
There were 7 first prize winning tickets in last night's Take 5 drawing. The tickets were worth over $18,000 each. Saturday's lotto jackpot is now $15 million. Tonight's winning Take 5 numbers are 32, 38, 13, 22, and 34, making tonight's winning Take 5 results 32, 38, 13, 22, and 34. Thanks, New York. Good night.
What happened? I thought you were young again.
Well, it turns out it wears off when you sleep. I woke up my old self again.
Did you mix up some more?
I sure did, but I had to make yours a little bit different. We don't want you to wind up a baby.
Oh, good thinking.
Nothing makes you feel young again like driving away in a new car from Parker, Chevrolet, Pontiac, and Oldsmobile in Champlain, New York. Ready to be young again?
Great to be young again, isn't that right, Ron?
That's right, Bird.
The News Channel 5 weather phone, coverage you can count on 24 hours a day.
A team of meteorologists, that's the News Channel 5 difference.
We make our own forecast. You get it faster.
Just like that, rapid response.
Rapid response. A team of meteorologists.
Now that's coverage you can count on. That's News Channel 5.
Fire investigators say a child playing with a cigarette lighter started the fire that heavily damaged an apartment house in Keysville last night. 3 families lived in the building. No one was hurt. It's a month late, but it looks like there's finally a budget in New York. Governor George Pataki and legislative leaders have hammered out a deal. They did it late last night. The governor's office says the budget would shift money from health care and the environment to help fill the budget gap left by 9/11 and the recession.
A New York State appeals court decided today lawmakers must agree to any future casino deals governors work out with Indian tribes. The court says the deal for Mohawk Indians to open this casino in northern New York was invalid because lawmakers were not involved. The ruling will not close the casino in Hogansburg. The Dow's on a roll, up for the 3rd straight day, but tech stocks took a hit on the NASDAQ. Smart Money's got all the numbers and latest business news.
Lindsay's Casual Food and Spirits in Plattsburgh. Business lunches at Lindsay's. Take a break early in the week with a delicious Lindsay's special. Plattsburgh's best Sunday brunch is at Lindsay's. Live music on Friday and Saturdays in a smoke-free atmosphere. Lindsay's Casual Food and Spirits in Plattsburgh.
Art Patrol is sponsored by Healthy Living Natural Foods Market, the market Burlington has loved for over 15 years. Tom Messner, the official meteorologist of Green Up Day. Now, Mark Sudol with News Channel 5 Sports.
The Eastern Conference semifinals beginning tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Ottawa advanced by shutting down the Flyers, and Toronto needed 7 games to eliminate the Islanders in the first round. Game 1 for the Leafs and Sens was all Senators tonight. In the first, 1-0 Sens. Ottawa on the power play. Roddick Bonk beats Curtis Joseph, makes it 2-0 Senators. In the second, it was 3-0 Ottawa. Former Clarkson star Todd White gets his first career playoff goal, makes it 4-0 Sens. And Ottawa goalie Patrick Lalime, great as usual. 27 saves, gets the shutout. Ottawa wins it 5-0, up 1-0 in the series. Wings make it look rather easy in Game 1 of their series with the Blues tonight. Scoreless in the first, Detroit's Pavel Datsyuk with the goal from Brett Hull makes it 1-0 Detroit. Same score in the second. Wings shorthanded, Brett Hull with Yzerman. Hull does it himself, doesn't get it, then scores on the rebound. Detroit wins at 2-0. They're up 1-0 in that series. Montreal Canadiens are preparing for the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Hurricanes. Game 1 of this series is tomorrow night at Carolina. Montreal has been riding an emotional high after knocking off the Bruins.
You never know what could happen in the playoffs, and we'll have to be ready for the next round because Carolina showed they can beat Jersey, one of the top teams in the league. If the first two seats lost in the first round, anybody can win, and we just have to keep it going for the next round.
To basketball, the Charlotte Hornets took a step closer to New Orleans today. The NBA's relocation committee unanimously approved the move to Louisiana, which has to be approved by league ownership. What a Game 5 tonight between the Nets and Pacers. Winner goes on to the second round. It's Reggie Miller versus Jason Kidd. Final seconds of regulation. Who gets the ball for Indiana? Who else? Reggie Miller with a huge three off glass sends the game to overtime. In overtime, Miller goes in for the jam here, ties it at 107, sends it to a second overtime. He had 31 points in the second overtime. Jason Kidd with a big bucket. He had 31. Nets win at 120-109 and win the series 3-2. Detroit beating Toronto 85-82. The Pistons win that series 3-2. To baseball, a wild night in Chicago. White Sox hosting the Mariners. In the first inning, Seattle's Brett Boone and Mike Cameron hit back-to-back homers not once, but twice to make Major League history.
And Cameron hits a fly ball to deep center field, and Lofton goes back to the track, the wall, and that's gone.
Later, Mike Cameron ties a Major League record by hitting 4 home runs in one game. The Mariners go on to win this one 15-4. Yanks can gain a half game on the idle Red Sox. Bronx Bombers hosting Oakland at the stadium. In the 6th, Jason Giambi going yard here, a 2-run homer off Corey Lytle, his 5th of the season. Yanks in front here, 5-2 in the 7th. Bernie Williams adds to this with a solo homer to right center field, his 2nd. Clemens with 9 strikeouts. Yankees win it 9-2. Mets, after their 7th straight win, taking on the Diamondbacks tonight. 3-2 D-backs in the 5th. Big Mo Vaughn with a base hit down the right field line. Timo Perez scores 3-3. Mo never gets a second, though. It was hit so hard. 5th inning, Greg Colburn with the base hit up the middle. Batista comes home. Last check, the Mets are losing this one 5-3 in the 6th. Mets were tied for first with the Expos starting the night. Not anymore. Expos in Houston this afternoon and tied at 1 in the 6th. Craig Biggio into the left field corner. 2 runs come home. 3-1 Astros. In the 8th, Jeff Bagwell, a 2-run homer to right field off Yoshi, his 4th. Expos lose it 8-2. New Hampshire beating Vermont in the Women's America East semifinals in lacrosse. Courtney Lemire, though, first team all-conference.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Yep. Thanks, Mark. Well, a little scary. A reporter gets a look at the future and finds out she only has a week left to live.
That's the storyline in Angelina Jolie's latest Life or Something Like It. So will you like it? Here's our movie critic, Rick Kasonik.
Heinous trend alert. Screen sirens who've made their names in dramas and action adventures are getting into the romantic comedy business, and the results are anything but pretty.
Well, you heard him, folks. The Seahawks are going to win, and tomorrow it's going to hail.
And next Thursday, you're going to die.
First, there was Ashley Judd in Someone Like You. Then Jennifer Lopez in The Wedding Planner. Now Angelina Jolie jumps on the laugh track with Life or Something Like It. A mindless embarrassment, even by chick flick standards. The actress takes a break from Tomb Raiding to play a Barbie doll of a TV news ditz. The idea is she's all blonde ambition and no soul. When a street prophet tells her she has only a week to live, she's forced to rethink her priorities.
I am not going to die. I've been thinking about life and what's meaningful.
Edward Burns co-stars as a humble cameraman. Jolie rethinks her feelings about him, too. Could true love have been right under her nose? In a movie as corny and predictable as this, you can count on it.
You are the single most delusional, self-involved, self-absorbed, egocentric woman I have ever met.
Let's have sex.
Director Stephen Herrick leaves no cliche unturned. There isn't a single plot development you can't see coming a mile away, none you haven't seen 100 times before, and not a thing about the picture that rings true to life or anything like it. And if the rest of the film is maddening, the ending is infuriating, a total cop-out. Thank God for those bizarro lips. If it weren't for their odd folds and scary creases, there'd be virtually nothing to occupy the viewer between tired devices and pin-headed plot points. What kind of a date movie is this? one that will live in infamy.
I'm so sorry.
On the Hour Patrol, I'm Rick Kazanik for News Channel 5.
He called it a mindless embarrassment.
I'll be right with you. I got to write some of that down. That was great. Wake up weather for you. 42 degrees, certainly more clouds than sunshine, maybe a shower or two. Tomorrow is going to be a very windy day. Wind gusts over 25, even 30 miles per hour. The weekend looks good, though.
All right, thanks, Tom. Have a good night, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.